Hey guys, sorry about that. This is part two. Hopefully my computer does not do that again. I'm very sorry about that. I just added Joe, so hopefully he comes pretty soon. But like I said, Eric Rowan and Luke Harper was nothing special. It was just, a match, I guess, to end their feud, whatever. Who the hell knows? It was pointless though. It wasn't good. Nothing against, either of them because I like both of them and I think both of them can wrestle. It's just, I don't know. I guess I think it was also just the whole stipulation of the match, just having two refs. It was just, I don't know. It was just bad. And even if they had a good match, I don't even think it was going to be their fault. Just Raw in general was bad, so that's probably why. All right. Next we have the ambulance match: Dean Ambrose versus Bray Wyatt. I'm not a fan of ambulance matches, so I wasn't like too in love with this match. But it was good for an ambulance match. I do have to agree with that. It was pretty good for an ambulance match. But obviously Bray Wyatt won again. So obviously they're making Bray Wyatt look strong enough, obviously, so when he faces The Undertaker at WrestleMania. Dean, it would be nice for him to win a match, but I don't really think he needs to, just because he's so much over with the fans right now, and it doesn't even matter how much he loses. He's just no one's going to really care if he loses because he's just so good. And Bray, on the other hand, since he lost to John Cena and everything, when he lost his momentum, they had to obviously build it up, and he's obviously going to have a big match for WrestleMania, and that's why I think he needs it more than Dean. And it looks like Joe just joined us.
That's right. I actually disagree. Had I been booking this, I would have gone with Dean Ambrose just because he hasn't had that signature win at all to kind of, hold on a second.
Yeah, he definitely hasn't had a win yet. That is really disappointing. I do think he needs a win. I just don't think that this, I guess, was the feud for him. So hopefully, I do think next feud he does need a win because Seth was with the Authority, and obviously, so I can understand with Seth he didn't win. But with Bray, I do think he did need to win one match. Even if it wasn't this match, like maybe he would have won last match, and then Bray won this match to obviously stop the feud, and Bray still would have looked strong, but Dean would have still had that one win. So it would have been fine, They both would have, been happy and everything like that. But I don't know. People are still saying that they are not a fan of Dean Ambrose. Like they're saying like they don't think he's ready for the main event yet. So hopefully he proves them wrong soon because seriously, that's ridiculous. I think if they think that Roman's ready for the main event, then Dean's definitely ready for the main event. Because at least Dean and Seth have the full package. Roman still needs to work on his talking. So that's exactly why I think that the WWE creative team really needs to get their head out of their asses if they really don't think Dean Ambrose is main event material.
See, I don't even know. I just feel like he could have used a signature win. He didn't have a signature win against Seth, against Bray. I mean, we talked
Seth,
about it.
I could understand. Like, I just got done saying that. I said Seth, I could understand. I said it probably would have been better for Dean to win the TLC match and then Bray to win this match because then Bray still would have looked good and strong and he still would have ended the feud. He still would have been on top, but Dean would have still had that one win.
And I will say, the only thing we got was on Christmas to the Troops. That doesn't even count. I will say though, I like the actual match. I love the spot with the elbow off the ambulance. I thought that was really cool. And I thought it was cool how they didn't try to reinvent the wheel with exploding laptops and everything else. You hit him with the Sister Abigail on the ambulance. I thought that was cool. So I thought the match itself was good. I may have leaned towards Dean going over as a fan, but I had no complaints with the match quality itself.
Yeah. I'm just not a fan of ambulance matches, and I said this too while you were gone. It was good for an ambulance match, but I just think any ambulance match is never going to really be, like, incredible. I never really was, like, in love with any really ambulance match. It's just a bad match in general.
It's an over-the-top gimmick. I like the stretcher match more, where you got to incapacitate your opponent and get him across the line on the stretcher. I've always been more of a fan of that than the actual just simplistic version of the ambulance match. Pretty much, I feel like the ambulance match is the new Buried Alive match, but it's like Buried Alive, it's too PC to do Buried Alive, so They'll just do the ambulance match instead.
Yeah. The Usos and Naomi versus Damian Mizdow and The Miz and Alicia Fox. And obviously, Alicia Fox they turned her heel again. They had a little backstage segment where she obviously said Naomi got kicked off Total Divas. And the whole thing with Naomi and Summer Rae, Summer Rae's obviously the new, Renee's new co-host too. But with Summer Rae and Naomi not being on Total Divas, I guess they're supposed to like rotate this every so often. I guess like after like every season or something, they're supposed to like get rid of like a couple people and then bring new people in. So don't be surprised. I do think Bella Twins are always going to stay. I think Cameron might be gone after this because she's just, I don't know though. Vinny, everyone loves Vinny. Vinny has a huge fan base, so I don't know. And Eva Marie, she needs this, so I don't think she'll go anywhere. So Natalya, she's kind of drama-ish too, so I don't know. But yeah, I don't know how well Alicia Fox is gonna do here. I think that she might only be here for the rest of the season. I don't know. I know she didn't. I know only Paige was there last Sunday,
Yeah.
so Alicia Fox really still hasn't even showed up yet. But I guess it depends on who has the most drama and. I mean, who gets the most popular hits, I guess, for their storyline purposes, I guess.
Well, that's true. I mean, Paige, I thought was a hit. They didn't even use Alicia on the debut. I feel like Rosa Mendez and Cameron will be the next ones voted off the show. I would be shocked if Natalya or the Bellas were ever voted off, but it would be interesting to change it up.
Yeah. As for the match itself, nothing special. Just the Usos and Damian Mizdow and Miz continuing their feud.
Well, I mean, I was happy to see that they haven't completely thrown away the Miz and Mizdow angle, even though they threw away their title run. Crowd's still into Mizdow, and they're teasing more and more, like Miz being this antagonistic jerk, not letting Mizdow get his shine. So Miz gets the victory. In my eyes, that sets up for a rematch at Royal Rumble for the tag team titles, and maybe we can finally start gearing towards the split after that. So that's kind of my thoughts on it.
Ryback versus Seth Rollins, and then Kane came out and made it a handicap match. So obviously it was Kane and Seth versus Ryback. Seth looked good in this match. He technically, I would say I mean, people can probably argue with this. I'd say it was technically a clean win, just because after he tagged himself in, he curb stomped him, and then he curb stomped him again. So he covered him 1, 2, 3 without anyone's help. But, I mean, so I thought this was a really good win for Seth going into Royal Rumble. I think he needed this match.
I agree. I feel like with Seth now being the X Factor in the triple threat match at Royal Rumble, which I don't have a problem with, I actually think that was a good move. No one wanted to see Lesnar versus Cena in a singles match. So you gotta make Seth look as strong as possible to be a believable candidate to maybe win the title. So they're gonna be building him up strong the next few weeks, and the authority is there to have his back. So I don't see him looking weak in the coming weeks to the Rumble. That's for sure.
Yeah. And Ryback didn't need it anyways because obviously, like I said, he's technically fired now. So.
You see some of the memes I was sharing while we were rebooting? Oh man. One of them was Dixie.
I just kept trying to reset my computer, and it's finally working, so hopefully it'll stay here for at least another 15 more minutes when we finish up. Big E versus Adam Rose. Now, if you guys haven't noticed, the bunny is completely gone from Adam Rose. So hopefully, I don't know if they're doing like a kayfabe thing where he's hurt. I'm not really sure. Didn't the bunny get hurt? Didn't Kane hurt the bunny or something like that?
For the last few appearances, so maybe he just died. He's funny.
But as for the New Day, I don't even know what to say. Obviously, I don't think they're gonna turn heel, at least not anytime soon. They destroyed that group. That was their chance to turn them heel, and they obviously didn't do that. So the group's not gonna go anywhere. I'm not trying to be mean, but them being heel was the one way for them to obviously.
Where opportunity has been lost for the Blue Day, opportunity is gained for Tyson Kidd and Cesaro.
Yeah, that was really creepy. I don't know what that was. I thought it was Goldust and Stardust at first, and they came out in like these interesting outfits that you would think that Goldust and Stardust would wear, and everyone thought it was Goldust and Stardust, and they take off their masks, and I'm just like, okay, that's a little interesting. But even people were saying that Goldust, they didn't know Goldust was that strong, when obviously Cesaro picked up.
And Cody's taller. Like I knew once I already knew what the footage was when I saw the footage, but you could kind of tell they did that finish where Cesaro does the power bomb and Tyson does the blockbuster combination with it. So I mean that was the dead giveaway right there. And props for them to be able to hit that move on Big E. Obviously not a small individual. So at this point, the Blue Day, it's sacrificial lands for the Cesaro Fact or whatever tag team name they're going with, the Swiss Fact.
I actually would not mind them beating the Usos, actually.
Hey, it's something for them to do. I'm okay with it.
Definitely interesting. We need some tag teams up in this place, so definitely.
Tag team division looks fairly strong at the moment when you really analyze it top to bottom. Probably as strong as it's looked in quite a while. The Usos obviously reigning on top. You still have Miz and Mizdow there. You have the Ascension coming in. You have Tyson Kidd and Cesaro starting to make some noise. So right now the tag division, I feel like it's seen worse days.
Yeah, definitely. And then last but not least, definitely the one that we want to talk about, the awkward moment, John Cena Appreciation Night. Obviously, the Authority comes out. They, congratulate John Cena. They don't do anything bad for him. They were like, oh, because they're supposed to, obviously, they brought up the whole Survivor Series thing. And they go, oh, yeah, you guys were supposed to be, penalized for, joining John Cena. There was supposed to be some consequences, And, and they go, don't think we haven't forgot about that. We're back now. I mean, you guys would have got away with it, but now that we're back, you're not going to get away with it. And so they kind of like, oh, what about suspensions and everything like that? And then they get out of the ring. They're like, we need to talk about this. And they come up, and they go all the way up the ramp. They turn around, and they go, you're fired. And John Cena's face throughout this whole thing was just bizarre. And like my brother said, it was priceless. It was just so weird and he was just like, I don't even know. He had no emotion on his face, and it was weird. It was just, this whole thing was weird. And it's funny, too, because the grade on this got an A. This was the only thing that got an A. And I mean, I guess they can do different stuff with this whole firing angle. So I guess it's kind of good for maybe if they want to turn someone heel. I guess maybe it could work out if they want to put someone over or something like that. It depends on what they do with this whole angle. But for right now, I thought this was just awkward. Just Zena's face, like you said, it was just weird. It was awkward, and I just started laughing. I was looking at him the whole time, and I was just like, "What's up with your facial expressions?" It was weird.
John Cena doesn't know what to do with the slop that's served up for him to freaking execute, which is sad because he's the epitome of a company guy. I mean, at this point, I would just turn Cena heel. The logical speculation would maybe be Ziggler turning heel, which I think is a complete fucking waste. I think they're making a drastic mistake with both Ryback and Dolph Ziggler, who have both accrued some substantial momentum throughout the end of 2014. And now we'll get a new year and two guys who have paid their dues with the company, who have done things the right way, taken their deep pushes and being, their injuries and all the hurdles that have, and obviously there's been interviews with the both of them floating around lately, Ryback specifically, where, I listened to the Talk is Jericho with Ryback as well last night or this morning, which was very interesting. And Ryback is a guy who I think he can be very inspirational with his positive outlook. What he talked about in his promo, obviously, was more shoot than we realized. And, he's a guy he's continued to be goal-oriented no matter how many times he falls flat. And to me, it's unfortunate. The crowd is into Ryback. The crowd is into Dolph Ziggler. The feed me more chance. Ziggler, from losing the IC title to this firing angle, I hated how they used Ziggler. I even hated how, in the opening promo, you barely could even see Ziggler when he had been the main guy with Cena fighting with the Authority. But you didn't even see him there unless you really look. Darren Young was more noticeable than Dolph Ziggler in that first thing. So,
no, that's the first guy I noticed. I'm telling you right now, that was the first guy I noticed. Because I was just like, who is that? Because I didn't recognize him because he looks so different. I was just like, who is that?
I
But
just think
yeah,
it's very unfortunate. I think WWE is going to regret this angle. Like I said, usually I can see the payoff. The payoff that I see is Ziggler turning heel. That is not what is best for
yeah.
business.
I
I
mean, they
mean,
might swerve us. They said that this angle was going to be like the talk of the year. Like that's pretty much what my, website said, and they said like this was what they were talking about for weeks. They've planned this. So I guess, like I said, we have to wait and see. Maybe it will pay off. Maybe they'll do something that we don't even expect them to do, and maybe it will pay off. Maybe they can throw a swerve at us. It would be a long time. They haven't thrown a swerve at us, but I guess we just have to wait and see. I mean, who knows what they're going to do? Obviously, Sting and Triple H is going to fit into this somehow, but
yeah, you'll see Sting get involved with the storyline eventually.
and I
But
think Vince too, but probably might bring them back. Either this is what's going to happen to bring them back. Either Vince, if they none of them turn heel or anything like that, either Vince is going to bring them back and say something about like their contract or something that the authority couldn't do this or something because they technically won, so they can't. I don't know. Something weird's going to happen like that. Or they're going to have a match at Royal Rumble or WrestleMania or something, whatever, where each of them are going to have a singles one-on-one match, and if they win, they get their job, and if they don't, they get fired completely, and they're just done.
I just think it was you were gaining momentum. I mean, Rowan had momentum too, but he had kind of lost it. So I'm not going to cry. I know you like Rowan. I'm not going to cry with Phil Nelson Rowan. But like with Ryback and Ziggler specifically, I just feel like that is not how you treat two up-and-comers. And they've both been around for such a long time, too. But two guys who are sniffing and scratching and clawing at that quote-unquote brass ring, I felt like this was overthinking at its upteenth degree. Unless this results in a John Cena heel turn, I'm totally poo-pooing in it. To me, that's the only logical way they can salvage this. If they turn Ziggler heel, I will be irate, to say the least.
Yeah, I'd rather them not turn anyone heel if they turn Ziggler heel. It's just like, ugh.
Cena or no one. Like Cena's, I mean, at this point, Cena's got everything to gain and nothing to lose and turn heel. Everybody already vilifies him anyway. Fuck it. Let's just. If this results into that, and Cena has this great promo where, oh, no one cared about me, I've been busting my ass for 10 years, so you know what? Fuck you all. I would love that. But, and maybe that's what they're paranoid, if he's people cheering him once he turns heel. But
Yeah.
at this point, I just...
They're really going to have to make it look good if they really don't want us to cheer for Ziggler. Like, he's really going to have to take a shot at the fans. And even then, I really don't even think that people are going to stop cheering for him.
The fans are the ones who have kept Ziggler relevant throughout all his trials and tribulations, and you could say the same argument for Ryback. Ryback talked about in his interview how that moment in Las Vegas before he went and got his surgeries and got fixed up, that moment in Las Vegas where they were cheering him and the Feed Me More stuff, that helped propel him with his comeback. So, the fans haven't given up on either one of these gentlemen, and it gives me hope for the fans getting behind people. You saw the fans still behind Daniel Bryan as well. I just feel like turning Ziggler and or Ryback heel would be a grave mistake. I feel like this was almost similar to the streak ending, and that it was bad heat. It wasn't good heat. It was bad heat. It was, I'm going to change the channel and not watch next week heat. That's at least how I feel.
I can just imagine what's going to happen next week.
Well, they're going ahead to college football championship game, so watch them put out a pile of slop because they're going to be paranoid to compete with them.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to thumbs up. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to join our Facebook group. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. And don't forget, I'm coming back with TNA this week. I know my TNA fans are waiting for that. I'm excited
Destination America.
All right. See you in the next one. Bye.